to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iField TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to be joined by Anthony Joshua. How are you, mate?
All is well. Good to see you.
You look well.
Thank you. You too. Pause.
Back again. You turned professional 10 years ago in October of 2012. Yeah, 2012.
Just over 9 years ago.
Gone quick?
Well, when you look at it, yeah, when you look back, it does go quick, but what a journey.
When you do you ever sit back and actually look back and kind of think how quickly that period's gone, what you've done, the ups and downs? Do you ever contemplate that?
I do look back, but mainly from what I've learned, so I can use it to move forward with. But not to I think when I'm done boxing, I look back and say, fuck me, what a journey that was. And it would hit me. I think it hit me after my last fight. That feeling that I had after my last fight, I thought that's how I'd feel at the end of my career. But yeah, I think it will hit me when I'm done, when I'm completely done in the sport of boxing.
You've always said to me throughout all them interviews over the last 10 years that you're still learning. And every fight, doesn't matter what fight you've had, still learning, still making changes to better yourself. And you've done that again with the introduction of Derek James, who will be your third trainer in your last 3 fights. But you're doing what you think's necessary for you to improve.
That's correct. I'm doing what's necessary for me.
You spent that time in America where you worked or went to see different trainers, etc. I'm assuming at that time, whenever it was a year and a half ago, that Derek was one of those people that you went to spend time with?
No, it wasn't. That time around, Angel, who I'd worked with leading up to certain fights, we made a shortlist. He made a shortlist, and I liked the shortlist, but it was good. We went and saw the trainers, and he liked Robert Garcia, which I did as well. I think Robert Garcia is a top trainer. This time around, I made the list, and I went to Texas, and I'm happy. I'm settled.
Anthony, what is it about Derek James that you believe that he's the right person for you at this stage of your career that can make those improvements or help make those improvements?
I want to put that pressure on Derek James. I know what's good for me. He was open to work with me, but I don't want to put that pressure on Derek and say X and X and X and X and X. I've just got to do what I've got to do. But I'll say this, it's spit and sawdust. It's tough. It's rough. He's a taskmaster. But yeah, no pressure on Derek. Whatever happens in my career is down to me. Yeah, good and bad. I don't want to put that pressure on the coach and say everything that happens now moving forward is all because of Derek James. It's all on me. Everyone needs a trainer, and the trainer doesn't make a difference for sure. Honestly, people think, it doesn't make a difference. I believe it does, and I think it'll help me. But it's up to me to do the work.
Do you believe that you're getting... Let's go back to Garcia. Did you believe you had enough time with Robert Garcia for you to properly gel and blend together?
Yeah. Because I know boxing, so whether it was me working with Garcia, whether it's me working with another coach, it's quite easy to make the adaptations. As you remember, right, when you spar is when you kind of make the right adaptations, because it's a transference from your shadow boxing to your mitt work, to your bag work, to your sparring, to your fight. So the transition is simple. In the sparring, you can identify certain things that you need to do. For example, if a coach tells you drop your hands, and he wants you to drop your hands when you're tight guarded, like look at the way Liam Smith fights, hands up high, Coach tells him drop his hands. That's completely changing his style. You need a lot of time if you're going to completely change someone's style. I'm not trying to do that. We just correcting small things, and it's about having a trainer that has the eye to implement and see certain things. Small details make big differences.
Your opponent on April the 1st, Jermaine Franklin. Did you think that Jermaine Franklin beat Dillian White?
I don't score fights. I'll be honest, I don't score fights. I was actually just recording, studying. I wasn't looking at like, he's winning the fight. I wasn't watching it from that point of view. That's hand on my heart. Like, I didn't watch it from that point of view.
But his performance on the night, regardless of the result, has led him into this situation of having this fight with you, though. That's true, isn't it?
Whatever you want to call it, they just said Jermaine Franklin's free to fight. Like, cool. That's like, I don't really get caught up in like, oh yeah, he performed well. But he's a good fighter, that's for sure. He's a very good fighter, and you can't underestimate anyone. People are going to come out and want to see a good fight, so yeah.
Was this a difficult fight for your team and you to get to for April the 1st?
Not for me,
No.
Not for me. I would have thought whoever they said, really, short list, and that's how it goes. Like I heard Dempsey. I heard loads of names. I was thinking, right, I don't know about half of these people that they're mentioning. A lot of things that I said on the internet from Eddie or no one speaks to me. Half of the stuff ain't even factual. So, yeah, is what it is. So whoever it is, until their name's on the dotted line, I don't really believe any of it, to be fair. I just know like what they're getting, what the show will generate and how that will go and how I have to train for it, and that's just it. But all the other talk about this name, that name, it's all hearsay. Because I know some of them people don't even get reached out to. They just use
Your name for clout.
basically.
For the first time in 8 years, you're not fighting on pay-per-view. Talk to me about that. Because it is weird not seeing you on pay-per-view, which is just pretty much a compliment to the last 8 years to you in a way. But
Well, structure a deal where you make the same money as you are fighting on pay-per-view. Shit. It's business, isn't it? Play the game or get played.
yeah, I'm sure your whatever financial deal you have is, yeah. But yeah, I think just the...
But it's for the fans. Obviously, it's, oh, I've got to pay $19.99. Well, don't pay it then. If you want to pay it, watch all the fights on DAZN. Subscribe, innit? It's that simple, if I'm honest. That simple. So yeah, I'm on DAZN fighting for a subscription fee, and you'll get mine plus many other fights on that subscription. So, Mrs. pays for Netflix, you pay for DAZN. Sorted. Sports and films.
Okay, fair enough. And back at the O2 as well, we've not fought at the O2 for quite some time. That used to be your home, which them early years, that's where you used to fight consistently.
Yeah. Yeah, acting like I've been in this game. Does it feel like I've been in this game for a long time? Hasn't even been 10 years yet.
It's a relatively long time though.
You think so?
At that level, yeah.
Well, yeah, I've had 12 world title fights, which is a lot. When I look at the history of boxing, like, obviously you got like Joe Louis, and I had like 25, Marcion. No, Marcion didn't have that many, but I think people max out, they have about 14 to 16 world title fights, and their careers usually span over 12 years. So yeah, it feels long, but it is what it is as a fighter. You just do what you do. You don't look at it like, I've been doing this for so many years. You just crack on. Honestly, you just crack on. So yeah, it's what it is, my boy. Just cracking on, enjoying it. It's challenging, it's tough. I'm searching for more. Obviously, while I'm on the road, but I think I'll get the results I'm looking for sure.
April 29th is a reported date for the fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Do you think that fight happens?
Yeah. That was me, yeah. You're asking me as if I'm that person that was in that person's shoes, then yeah, it would happen. It's an undisputed fight. Of course, this is what the whole heavyweight division's been about for the last 4 years. road to undisputed. So I hope they can get it on.
And currently today, what do you think happens in that fight? Should that fight happen at the end of April?
I don't really want to talk about it. Nah. Do you know what it is? My name's spoke about a lot. I don't need to speak about anyone else. That's not what a man does.
You're entitled to your opinion, though, aren't you? If you're asked it.
Not on other men. Good luck to them both, though. I just can't be bothered to be talking about other people's business and stuff like that. Good luck to them both. I have my own opinion, but I don't really want to be discussing it on camera for everyone else's opinion to have an opinion on my opinion. I'll chat with you about the fight, and probably I've got my view, but that's just me and you talking. I'm not here to just put my opinion out into the world. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to put my opinion out into the world on that topic. What's your opinion?
We'll have a chat off camera.
Go on, people. Let us know your opinions on how you think that fight goes.
Last one before I let you leave, though. The name of Deontay Wilder does keep cropping up again. Obviously, he made his return to the ring a few months ago, but that's something, again, talked about, and I've heard you talk today about that's something before you do retire, that's a fight that you want personally for yourself as well. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I feel like it's another conversation that we don't have to have because it will happen, and I think it's been long overdue. It's been a conversation that's been happening for a long time. So for me to sit here and say it's going to happen, it'll feel like I'm just waffling again. When it does, and it will. Do you know what I mean? That's just me like certifying it. I don't need to sit here and talk about it and go on and on and on because I've been in that realm before where we spoke about it and it didn't materialise. So when it materialised, it will happen, and I'm confident that. You know what I mean? Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, of course. And you've got a fight on April the 1st, and that's your target. But people like me, obviously, will do this constantly.
Nah, it's cool to talk about other fighters. It's the business we're in.
Okay, Anthony Joshua, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Appreciate your time.
Good man. I just want to say I'm a fan.
I'm a fan of you as well, bro.
You're the man. Yeah.
Trust me.
So when I say stuff about, I feel bad about saying stuff just to have the fight because you're such a positive guy, man.
Right.
So
Dimitri Salita there. Just I'm doing some commentary because we're just finishing up.
You're good at your job as well.
thank you. Trying to do
Really
my
good.
best.
How did you get into this side of the business?
Well, first I started to promote fights for myself. I mean, I boxed since I'm 13 years old.
I know,
I immigrated from the Ukraine to the Brooklyn Star City Boxing Club. Shannon Briggs, Monty Barrett, Louis Collazo, Danny Jacobs, all the guys that I grew up with. Then I wanted to fight. I didn't want to make a deal with a promoter. And I just thought,
Because
why?
you could promote is basically an event manager.
Yeah, because I felt like I don't want to tie myself up under the terms that were given to me. And after I lost to Amir Khan, I said, let me try this out. So from the time that I made up my mind, I didn't have any money. I wanted to get back in the ring because that was the way.
That's interesting you said you didn't have any money because Eddie asked me like about what's the passion? It's money because it's tough, right, as a fighter.
Oh yeah, that's why we
When
box,
you leave
right?
the game without...
Yeah, no, because how you wake up the next day. When you retire, you can't become a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant. So it's very difficult. It's very challenging.
When you had no money, you said, all right, I've got to...
Well, I gotta get back in the ring because that's the only way that I know how to.
Oh, so you fought again?
Yeah, so when I first started to promote, I had my own fights.
No, after the Amir Khan fight,
Yeah.
yeah.
I promoted my own fight.
After that, you
Yeah,
started
after that.
promoting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're putting on... So you're basically putting on other fighters on your undercard,
Exactly. So then
hiring medical team.
setting up chairs, insurance, matchmaking, who brings the ring, the commission. So I knew it from like the ground level. I mean, I was at the mountaintop and I saw the promised land. I wasn't as popular as you or so.
But there wasn't social media and all that stuff at the time.
No, it was a popular fight, and I've had a good career, but I wasn't a star where I fight on HBO and HBO would say, Dimitri, here's 6 shows for your fighters, build your stable.
Yeah.
So I really had to start from no TV, from club show level.
Yeah.
But it's great now because I know every level of the game, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and I don't want to bring up the name because it may be sensitive to you, but the first fighter that I signed was Jarrell Miller.
Yeah.
And he was I thought, man, what a talented guy in New York City, and he's not signed to anybody, you know? So he fought on my shows and then signed other fighters and slowly started to
Long
Thanks,
may
man.
your reign continue,
Thanks.
and I wish you well.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
a fan, man.
and thanks
Even
for
though-
doing good business as well.
Even though we're
I'm a
on
fan of you as well.
we're on
Even though we're
opposite
sides,
of
innit?
this one, but okay, man. Okay, man. All right.
God bless you,
So,
bro.
so there may be some trash talking, but it's all good, man. Okay.
I won't hold any grudge.
Thank you, Anthony Joshua.
Respect, yeah?
Cheers, mate. Just carried on filming this anyway.
Thank you, people. Peace.
I'm gonna share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light. Yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.